Hey guys, let's talk about the two different ways to run a jewelry business. If you really love jewelry and are thinking about starting your own business, you may consider whether to make handmade items or sell items made in factory. Each way has its special advantage and challenges that may really impact your success. In this video, we'll go over the pros and cons of selling handmade jewelry versus reselling factory jewelry. These are based on my own experience. This is what I have learned after experimenting for 5 years. Alright, without further ado, let's dive right in. First, let's figure out what makes jewelry handmade and factory made. Handmade jewelry is something you make all by yourself. Every items can be created from scratch using steps like rolling, bending, cutting, or assembling. Factory jewelry, on the other hand, is often called machine-made or even mass-produced because it is made using machines, cast and produced in large amounts, which make them look all the same. If you use a mold or a casting machine or any kind of advanced machine, I consider this to be factory-made jewelry. So when I say handmade jewelry, I mean jewelry that is made with very few tools, like putting together a necklace out of materials. For example, making pearl jewelry that doesn't require much is what I mean by handmade. So now let's talk about the pros and cons of selling handmade jewelry. Let's begin with the pros. Making jewelry by hand is fun, and it's something a lot of us loves to do. We can learn new things and create some unique jewelry. It gives your brand a personal touch and attracts people who want something different. Lots of people really like handmade jewelry to support small and local businesses. You have the freedom to innovate and create designs that reflect your personal style, helping your brand to stand out in a really saturated niche. Finally, you can charge more because you are providing something unique, which increases your profit margin. But now, let's talk about the disadvantage of selling handmade jewelry. Because of its nature, the handmade jewelry business is not scalable. It takes a lot of time since you have to find the materials and you need to make it, and then manage the online selling process, which means managing your online store and taking pictures. It makes the cost of production higher, which can limit the numbers of sales compared to factory production. This can make it hard to cope with big orders or high demand. It's hard to quickly release new designs or react to market trends. Because it is handmade, it's made by hand, the quality may have some small flaws that make your customer more likely to ask for a return. Alright, now let's talk about the pros and cons of reselling factory jewelry. Again, let's begin with the pros. The obvious difference is it does not involve making jewelry. It's more convenient. You just need to select a design you like and resell it. Making jewelry in a factory is usually cheaper, which means that the price at retail will be lower and appeal to a wider audience. Mass-produced guarantee that every item meets the same quality and design. It lowers the number of returns and improves your SEO ranking by selling the same thing over and over again. This gives the search engine more data about your products. Factories can produce large quantity quickly, which helps your business to handle high demand or seasonal trend more easy. But now, let's discuss the cons of reselling factory-made jewelry. By selling factory jewelry, you are giving up authenticity, lacking of uniqueness, but it's still manageable. You can fix this by taking some stylish pictures. Concerning quality, When factories concentrate on being faster and cheaper, it can sometimes mean that the quality of what they make isn't as good. Even though they look polished and perfect, but things are usually lighter and thinner. This can lead in quicker wear and tear, making them not the best choice for using over a long time. Well, it's not a crime to sell inexpensive jewelry, but I think it's really important to set fair and honest price for it. Deciding whether to sell handmade jewelry or factory-made jewelry depends on your business goal. If you want to make a story, start an exciting adventure, choose the path of making your own jewelry. But if you're looking to be efficient, definitely consider reselling or even dropship factory jewelry. Or you can do both at the same time. In my opinion, the coolest thing will be making your own jewelry, not by designing and sending them to a factory for production. What I mean is setting up your very own workshop and learning all the steps like 3D design, printing and casting. It gives us more control over the making process and letting you make jewelry that is really truly one of a kind, raising the maximum margin and do something important, and what we love, But of course there is a steep learning curve for this. While it may take a while to learn and try new things, it is entirely possible to do so without having to take on huge responsibility of hiring staff. It's harder to deal with people than to make jewelry. Alright guys, in my last video I talked about important concepts to help your jewelry business make consistent sales.